All right, it's Monday, and it looks like we may be gearing up for a very interesting week here. I am just kind of getting to the charts now. I was just at a doctor's appointment. For those that were wondering, my hand is doing all right. They took the cast off. I got a brace on it now. I won't be doing TA with my left hand for much longer. I won't be using the touch screen. I was just at a doctor's appointment, and I haven't been looking at the charts too much. I have been pulling them up every once in a while, and I do have some alerts set over here for some key levels I was watching, some trade ideas I was looking at. But what I'm more interested in is the developments that we have on the more macro time frames. So, first off, we have now gotten that weekly close well above previous resistance, well above the last weekly lower high. And I gotta say, this weekly candle is looking pretty bullish. This is a pretty bullish looking candle, especially considering the weekly candle before it. This massive wick that we had to the downside that came back up and closed above the last weekly higher low. So technically continuing the if you want to say this local weekly uptrend here, and now we have come up to close the candle above the highs. And the weekly time frame on Market Cipher is looking pretty good as well. Money flow is continuing to increase, momentum continuing to move upwards. So overall, this weekly close, ended up being exactly what I was looking for, a close above the level. We did not SFP it like we did down here with the lows. So this is now a confirmed higher high. Now on the daily time frame, it is pretty much the same thing. We've gotten a few daily candle closes above this high, but remember the daily market structure is a little weird because we took out the last higher low before we put in a higher high. A little odd. And looking at Market Cipher on the daily, money flow is getting a move back to the upside after crossing into the red here, but just looking at this, it seems like there's still a very strong possibility of us printing some bearish divergences and, not really being able to recover the money flow and momentum on this daily. I mean, we would have to see a, very big move to the upside, lots of money coming into the market in order to void these divergences that we're seeing here. So it is very interesting. Bitcoin's keeping us on our toes. We're still seeing some conflicting signals. I wouldn't say it is, absolutely bullish at this point because there are still those divergences that we have to be aware of. And in 2 days, on Wednesday, is the FOMC meeting. That should bring volatility. And, a lot of times Bitcoin will choose its direction after one of those large volatility events. And I know some people are pretty bullish about the FOMC meeting. They expect the Fed to try and protect the banks. Yeah, I know some people are bullish about that, and maybe that could be the catalyst to, produce that next large move up that could potentially void these divergences if we see this money flow continue to come up, and if we see another push in momentum here. And even if we get a move up to that like 30K region, which, we came pretty close to. We hit off 28.5K, somewhere around there. Even if we, get up to this like range, up to the highs of the range, we still could form divergences. We could make our way up there and still have the divergences on the daily showing. And maybe that will then lead to a retracement of some sorts. And maybe the retracement isn't even that bad. Maybe we just kind of come down and then find support on previous resistance before heading higher. So, I could see these divergences stretching out, maybe then playing out later, where we just sort of get a little consolidation after, this uptrend. So if the FOMC meeting is, bullish, if you want to call it that, this might be the scenario I'm looking at where we see another move up, maybe up towards the highs of this range, and then, those divergences play out a little bit by us consolidating on top of previous resistance. Or if, somehow it's bearish, if the, Fed says, screw the banks, we're going to keep raising rates, then, we could give this move back very quickly, in my opinion. These are some pretty strong divergences we have up here. And, honestly, I think if price starts to curl over here and really starts, getting a move back down towards this, key level right around 25K, if we start to lose that, we could give this move back very quickly, in my opinion. So I think we have a very interesting week ahead of us. And if you want to zoom in a little bit, you can get, even more confusion, even more conflicting signals. The 4-hour looks extremely bullish. Momentum, we got divergences, but with the money flow looking like this, I tend to ignore these divergences. When the 4-hour money flow is looking like this, I'd say the bullishness of the money flow overrides the slight bear divs that we have with momentum here. Even though the divergences still can play out, maybe we come down to consolidate some more. But, I think this 4-hour money flow does look very bullish. If we go to the 2-hour money flow is still pretty thick, but, we do see a divergence with the money flow as price made another higher high. Money flow made a lower high, at least it is right now. It's curving back to the upside, so there's still hope for this money flow to get back above this high. But we also have divergences with momentum, stemming back all the way from back here. It's kind of continued divergences. We got divergences on this high. We also got divergences on this high. And now with this local high as well, we put in another divergence. Yeah, definitely conflicting signs on the 2-hour, but overall, I'd say this looks like maybe we need to just consolidate here for a little bit. But then when you look at the 1-hour, this starts to look a little bit more bearish for sure. Much clearer divergence with money flow, and money flow is right now crossing into the red. And you can see, very obvious divergences on the 1-hour. Pretty much with every high that we put in, we were forming a divergence, and we just got another local divergence right here, which, this little area does seem a lot more bearish than the rest of this, just because the money flow came so far down and we got a very obvious divergence here. This momentum wave is a lot lower than this one. So yeah, this recent move to the upside that we did see some pretty bearish signs on the 1-hour. And yeah, overall, we're still seeing conflicting signs on Market Cipher. Things look overall bullish. Looking at the weekly, looking at, let's say the 3-day, the 2-day, I think we definitely still have upside potential. Maybe some of the medium-term time frames, maybe even the daily is showing that we need to consolidate a little bit, or maybe it's just showing indecision. People aren't really sure which way the Fed is going to sway, so maybe it's just indecision in the market right now. But overall, I think the biggest takeaway is that we did get this weekly close well above this last high. We have, broken this market structure, and that is, very significant. So in the meantime, I'm just trading the ranges as I always do. I did make a few trading plans this morning as I was looking at the charts on my phone. Number one, I was looking at this golden pocket retracement and the value area low, just for, maybe a little scalp. And for this one, I might take a scalp if we see, divergences with a good reaction here. If we see absorption, that might give me a little bit more confidence in it. But I don't know if I would want to trade an absorption setup here. I might rather just take it as a scalp because, for absorption, my risk reward would be like 1.5 if I'm targeting the highs. Not super great. So, the absorption might give me a bit more confidence in this play if I see it, but I'd probably still treat it as a scalp and, try and TP early on this one. An ad's popping up. Brave isn't doing his job. That's interesting. But, yeah, it seems like, we already have absorption forming here from this low. This last move to the downside was a decrease of open interest, it seems. Let's actually zoom in because it's hard to tell with that one candle there. Yeah, it was a decrease of open interest for this move to the downside, but then afterwards we did see shorts open up. With that increase of open interest. So I'd say there is still, potential for absorption here. It's not the cleanest. I would honestly like it more if like we came down to that golden pocket and then kind of started making higher lows and then saw absorption here very locally. That would be a better trade setup in my opinion. But yeah, right now that golden pocket value area low is just a little scalp level I'm watching. I also have an alert at the highs. Looking for potentially another SFP. SFPs of the highs have been pretty good trade setups. I mean, you could have gotten one right there. Technically, could have gotten another one right there. So I got an alert up at the highs in case we see another SFP. And down here, this was actually the level I looked at in my video yesterday. It was a daily open. Now it's an untapped daily. And we have that wick right here. Well, we actually have two wicks that we could SFP. The trade idea I was looking at here was potentially seeing an SFP into that untapped daily, getting the confirmations, getting a quick reaction, come back above the level, close on a candle above this wick with, divergences. I'd also like to see trades getting stopped out, a large decrease of open interest. And this is also a golden pocket. So yeah, that is, pretty much my trading ideas right now. I am still holding longs because, well, we broke out on the weekly time frame, so there's a chance that we see, more upside. So I'm still holding my Bitcoin long, and I'm still holding the AVAX long, which I don't even know if I talked about this one, but in my last AVAX video, I talked about the absorption that we were seeing at this golden pocket, and actually, I think I might have mentioned this, but yes, I did take that trade, and I'm still in this AVAX long. So for the next few days up until the Fed meeting, pretty much I'm just going to be trying to get into positions that I can hold. Ideally, I'd like to get in a short from the highs as well as, the longs that I'm in. So if we see volatility on Wednesday, and I'm still in my trades, whatever direction we go, I should still be in a position. Because I don't like trying to get into an entry on the day of the volatility. I do that sometimes. I'll take little scalps, but in general, I like to try and position myself ahead of time just because the Fed meetings can get very crazy. You can see Darth Maul candles in both directions, and if Bybit's not working, if Coinalyze isn't working, which tends to happen a lot. Things will go down when Darth Maul candles are happening. It can make it tough to, enter positions. So, all right, well, I think that is about it for this video. I may make another video later where I, plan out some more trade ideas. But, yeah, for right now, this is pretty much what I'm looking at. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Really appreciate the support, and I'll see you all in the next one.